I should probably make a notification, but let's guess we can do like the recaps and stuff. Just go ahead.
Oh shit! It's
Yeah.
Fumo June.
All right, let me.
What?
I gotta put in some shit real quick. There's one thing I fucking forgot to do, but it's done now. Okay. All right. Okay. So, is everyone otherwise ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go pee first.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Go,
okay. Quick
take
bio
a
break
pee.
before we actually get started. All right. Get water. Get your hydrations. Your
I got
snacks.
a 2 liter of Mountain Dew.
Oh god.
All right. So that means
You
you're
and
gonna go.
That
That means you're gonna go like fucking like take a piss like right in the middle of combat, aren't you?
I actually watched the Russian Badger doing a video of World of Tanks with one of their friends in the video. Like they had like a 12-pack of Sprite for whatever reason. Yeah, and for whatever reason they started opening the cans like right in front of their microphone, and like I think to promote like their gamer subs thing, and like people just started buying their yeah, and he's like, okay, for every order I'm gonna open up another can, and like he almost went through like 2 packs until his girlfriend had to like yell at him not to waste the Sprite.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
I legit like laughed so hard my cheeks hurt. It'd been a while since I laughed that hard.
Shotgun it.
Oh yeah, when he did like the 2 at once, like the shotgunning. All right.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
his broke dad was still talking about it I was like, Stitches, you also remember the mannequin part?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure I've got all my Zapadoos. Okay. All right. So then, for a brief playback of what happened last time. So the party was in the town of Whitford, which was a majority military town. It's basically a naval research base, and they primarily do research into weaponry and magical stuff involved with like war and things like that. And they had there at Whitford, which is situated on some very high like sea cliffs, they had a functioning, fully armed airship that was docked there. So basically just like a Zeppelin. I mean, technically they still have it, it's just not in the air. Spoilers. But yeah. They had one of those, and the party, after dealing with dropping off the Lovelorn back with the alchemist Manau, happened to notice that up on the gangplank, the little sticky outy bit that went away from the cliff to where the Zeppelin was moored at, they saw a large automaton or some sort of construct that was monkey swinging bottom of the thing, and it did not look like an employee or maintenance person or whatever. So the party went up there to investigate. They spoke briefly to some guards right there at the gate, passed some checks, and the guards, or 2 of them anyways, stepped onto the gangplank along with the party to start investigating to see what's going on, while the other guards plus our 2 pardon me. Our 2 gunslingers took off to go contact the other guards and get reinforcements and all that sort of stuff. As one could expect, given this situation, what almost happened immediately is one of the guards who stick around got grabbed by the robot from the other side and was just yeeted off of the bridge. He fell to his death. And then the robot came up, and then off of the robot came a small robot, and that robot ran over to the Zeppelin. Combat ensued, and the party essentially got broken into two parts. There was the group that was on the Zeppelin, and then there was June, who was over on the solid edge of the cliff, which is a good thing, because as the robot, who had been briefly tangled up, was getting itself untangled and was about to go pounce the other characters over at the Zeppelin, the entire gangplank got ripped off of the cliff, and a dragon, specifically a green dragon, that is a very,
huge bitch.
very large, yeah, huge bitch, very, very large dragon. It is specifically, it was gargantuan size category.
Oh.
It decloaked out of the air next to the Zeppelin, proceeded to rip one of the Zeppelin's multiple lift balloons, landed on the thing, and then promptly grabbed the little robot, took some stuff from the little robot. It was magical rings that had been stolen from the research station, and yeeted the little robot off of the boat. The little robot did not die, or at least it didn't hit the ground, as it was teleported by some means out of midair. But the dragon said toodles and took the fuck off.
See you later,
Leaving the party.
already.
Yeah, it's like bye bye shit ass. And so it left with the party with a shitload of questions, but the most immediate concern was the fact that they were on a rapidly destabilizing Zeppelin about 1,500 feet in the air. So some quick checks were made. The party managed to get one of the propellers moving to get the thing to go forward, and essentially crash parked it into the town. Nobody died in this particular thing because everybody fucking saw that coming and got out of the damn way.
Back.
Welcome back. So the party finished up there in Whitford by having a meeting with Raoul, the guy who was like the head researcher and essentially like the mayor of Whitford, and he gave the party a writ that was worth 1,000 gold that got then split up amongst the various party members. And the other big thing that happened was over the remainder of that day, Callie specifically was going around buying up supplies and hiring workers and renting wagons and all that sort of stuff so that that could get carted back over towards the camp and then actually begin the process of building the workshop. The party then left Whitworth and returned back to the camp, which obviously takes its own day worth of travel. So, as we open up here back at camp, it is now the date, so that you guys are aware. It is now the beginning of the day of September 7th.
Okay.
So, while the party is otherwise taking care of their daily preparations, one thing I would like everyone to do is if you have a gun and you've been using it, which is not everybody, but most everybody. If you do not already have one, if you would please add to your equipment list, and you can put this in your stowed items, put a firearm cleaning kit.
Okay.
And we'll just assume that that was purchased while you guys were at Whitford, because they would have been able to sell everything. We're not going to really worry about the pricing. It's not that important. But I just want to make sure that everyone has one so that they can maintain the efficacy of their guns.
Let's see.
Your inventory.
Yes. Inventory, stowed items, gun cleaning kit.
Gun cleaning kit. Okay.
If you don't already have one.
Firearm cleaning kit. Yep.
Yep.
I already got one. I don't need to add.
Awesome. Further, just another small paperwork thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not sitting at the maximum hero points of 3, then please add 1 to your available hero points.
Mm-hmm.
And just to confirm with everyone, you guys have leveled up your characters to 4th level, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Excellent.
All except Mr.
We don't have
Service
like an
will
ability
do
score
that
improvement or
later.
anything like that yet, right?
No, yeah, that is based off of your class, which I think that happens for most classes around level 6. It's like the first time. Level 5 or level 6 is usually the first time that kicks in.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than D&D, which is like kind of like you get at least like something like every level or like 2 levels at least.
Yeah, and in Pathfinder you also get something every level. Classes at 4th are getting at the bare minimum at least 2 feats.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like a general feat, and then usually something that is specific to your class, or a skill feat, or you may get a skill increase depending on, again, whatever class you happen to have. For our 2 spellcasters, so Johnny,
Yes.
what leveled spells does Swag currently have?
Only levels 1 and 2.
Okay, what spells does he know?
He knows mainly just arcane at the moment.
Okay, so just arcane spells up to level 2. Okay, so, and then Laria, you should also have divine spells up to level 2. Do you have those
Mm-hmm.
situated on your character sheet?
I got level 2 spells.
All right, cool. Good. So since you've got that, and Swag's got his spells and everything, I want to make sure that this stuff is taken care of, because there will be combat.
Oh.
Yeah, there will be combat. So I want to make sure everyone is otherwise prepared.
Spoiler alert.
Actually, speaking of weather, that's something Tim can do. So Tim can like just stand up on the thing and give you guys a weather readout. Let's see here. He's got the predict weather feat specifically. Let's see here, and I'm going to post that to the chat from his sheet. All right, so he gets to make a survival check to see what the weather's going to be like.
Awesome.
All right. So let's do a survival check for Tim, and we will add 1 to this. So whatever this is, plus 1. 19, which is just below the DC 20. Although that would be high enough if he has a commanding position, and I'd say he'd be able to get one. So, all right. So, yeah, Tim checks the weather. The weather is going to be nice and clear for at least the next 24 hours.
Nice.
All right.
Daily
So,
preparation.
yes, and make sure your daily preparations for your alchemical stuff and that sort of that jazz.
Yeah, I was
is
about
also...
to say I might need some alchemical stuff with my.
I do got a quick question though for the combat grapnel.
Yes.
It's considered to be trained. It's a trained weapon. Piercing, 1d6.
Yes.
Now when I'm going, because I'm removing the sickle and swapping with the combat grapnel. It says, does it fall under strength, dex, constitution? Obviously not constitution, but it still has the custom on there.
Okay, let me get back up here. Okay, so it is a finesse weapon, which means that you use your dexterity when it comes to the attack roll. You still use your strength when it comes to the damage.
Okay. All right. So I already have everything already set up correctly then.
All right then. Cool. Groovy. Okay, so that takes care of all of that sort of stuff. So then, early part of the day, some things that have some small things that have transpired while he is that Sirhan is doing much better now. Sirhan, of course, being the one not asshole orc from the fort that you guys took out a little more than a week ago. He is not like 100%, but he is at least able to like breathe, and he can kind of sort of walk around for like a little bit before he gets torn up. Between Torque and daily visits that are being handled by Doc Button, the local surgeon who lives here, he is on the mend. Other than that, some other just information about Sirhan is that he is or he was a soldier who was essentially, well, wasn't drafted. He joined specifically the Kingdom military right towards the end of the Secession Wars. So right as the Kingdom essentially was being bribed, more or less, by the McMarches to send in shock troops to help combat the Empire. He was one of that crew that was sent in. He never actually saw active combat. He basically got into the area just as word went out that the war was officially over. But once that had happened, he was essentially with like a small of other mercenaries, for lack of a better term, and they attempted to get back to the Kingdom because they were so deep into territory that they were unfamiliar with. They basically got lost and were lost for a good long time. And since everybody, was on edge because of the war and everything, it was not really easy for them to just like ask questions, to be like, hey, where's the fucking border at so we can get back home. Essentially he confirms what Torque had mentioned to you guys, that essentially after being dropped off as guerrilla mercenaries for this other war that the Kingdom wasn't even officially a part of, the Kingdom did nothing to like reach out to these guys and bring them back. Insofar as their experience, the Kingdom didn't do anything. They never got any sort of relief. They never got any help, that sort of thing. So that's why they just kind of wandered, and at a point they sort of, by necessity, essentially had to become bandits. Mm-hmm. And it was after the transition from displaced military into banditry in order to survive kind of thing was when they came across another displaced orc warrior who was the guy called Blacktear. And according to Sirhan, Blacktear, the entire time that he was with the orcs, which spans a couple of years, he looked like an orc the whole time. He did always have like the antler helmet thing, and when he originally like encountered them, he told them that he was like a sergeant, so which put him at a slightly higher rank than most of them. So he just sort of fell into the leadership thing. And again, according to Sirhan, at least for the first couple of months, since they were just focused on survival, he didn't notice anything weird about Blacktear. But once they found the broken down fort and they essentially moved in to, give themselves some defense and try to rally themselves so that they could eventually make another like trek to head to the Kingdom, that's when the change started happening. It was a small thing at first, but it eventually became much more pronounced and worse. And Sirhan says that to his personal shame, that after that like change first happened, again, he really didn't notice. He was just sort of like going along with the crowd. It wasn't until the orcs had their first encounter with Torque that he realized that something was rotten in Denmark. And so after that, he felt like the vibes were off. But at the same time, it was understandable, kind of like the vibes are off, kind of like, situation, essentially. So, long story short, it got worse until eventually he said something about it, and after he said something about it, they basically yanked him out of bed in the middle of the night one night there at the fort, and like beat the shit out of him as a group, and like told him he better step in line. And later on, he again spoke out, and when he did that was when they threw him in the stocks. And he had been in the stocks and used as a punching bag for the better part of a month by the time you guys showed up.
Oof.
So he is not in a good way. He's mending, but he's still not in a good way, and he's obviously clearly like dealing with some trauma. So he's very thankful that you guys have given him the opportunity to like, be here and to mend and whatnot. And the whole time that you guys get back and he's able to actually talk, he is very, very insistent on apologizing to you guys and like, to Torque and to Gloria and to any of the other homesteaders when they show up. Like in an official, like, as per my honor, submit and apologize to you on behalf of my former comrades and their abysmal behavior. He does also say that he doesn't know if like Black Tear was always like that thing and had basically been playing them for years, or if that was a transformation that just happened at some point, or if he got replaced. Like, he doesn't fucking know any of that sort of details. But otherwise, he's there. He's available to talk to if anybody wants to. He's not capable of combat or anything like that. He's barely capable of fucking around. But he is there, so I just want to point out that he's there and he adds some context to you guys about what the fuck was going on with the orcs. Other than that, though, about midday, Trastram, the blind mage, he comes by with Doc Button, the halfling surgeon, as she's coming by for her daily like check-in on Sir Han. But Trastram comes in and he meets with you guys, and he lets the party know that tomorrow, on the 8th, is when the other homesteaders have all decided, and they've made an agreement with Torque and with Gloria that they are going to set up a big shared meal, meet and greet kind of like thing, so that you guys can actually move out of here. And they're going to have that in front of the camp, so not like in the camp, but like in the clearing area that's in front of it, is where they're going to have this meet and greet. They're setting up some like little tables and all that sort of stuff, doing a fire pit, all that sort of jazz, so that they can cook and just
barbecue,
hang out and whatnot. Yeah, just a barbecue. It's effectively a neighborhood barbecue. It's just everybody within 12 square miles. But Gloria, for her part, while she is, glad that this is going on and everything, she is still not at a point yet where she can handle that many people, plus the party and everything all together. So while she is very helpful with like getting this all set up and everything, she is going to stay in camp during the actual celebration. She'll be like, in the mine shaft, just chillaxing herself. Probably also like smoking a shitload of pot. Keeping herself calm while the rest of you guys have this little meet and greet thing. But otherwise, though, she's, she is on the same page with everybody about like this is happening, and she is expressly okay with it. She just is not okay with that sort of group level yet. So she's just going to keep herself separate. With that said, though, unless the party has something that they specifically want today, which is otherwise a downtime, then the next day we will just move on to when the meet and greet happens.
Can I reconfigure Mr. Service now?
Yes, you can.
Like repairs as well as making
and
smaller as well as adding the advanced AI construct bits?
Yes, you can do the reconfigure and the repair at the same time. I believe that the reconfiguring only takes a day for you to do that. So during this day, Callie can be involved
spending
in
1 day of downtime.
Yeah, so Callie can spend her day for downtime today fixing up Mr. Servos into what version is he currently on?
Construct 3.
Yeah, but I mean in lore, what version of Mr. Servos is he?
I think 28.
Okay, so this is
Version
going to be
28,
Mr.
29.
This will be so this will be
Well, maybe-
Mr. This will be Mr. Servos version version 30.
Hold on, let me check. I think it's 28. Because 27 was sticking the big cannon on top of him. Check real quick. I haven't with his sheet, still have yet to draw that last previous version. But yeah, I think it's
8. Okay, and this will also require Callie to make a craft check.
Yeah, it's version 28.
Okay,
Version
so
28.
let me check on the DCs. Let's see here.
Yeah, I went kind of big with the design. You might want to just been like, probably been like, maybe we need to tone it down a bit.
Okay, there's a thing for DCs by level, and I'm trying to find the thing of it. DCs by under class DCs. Okay. All right. Okay. So got DCs level 4. Make me a check.
Alright.
And that'll be good enough.
Okay.
All right.
There's a low
Okay.
roll though.
Yeah, it was kind of low, but still,
It's all good.
Callie is an absolute expert at crafting. So, okay. So, either way, then, Callie takes care of reconfiguring Mr. Servos into a medium-sized version of himself, thereby reducing his carrying capacity, the other things. That means that at most, Mr. Servos can have Callie ride on him, but like he won't be able to hold anybody else. Okay, so
Can they
that
still ride in
is-
the gunner seat?
well, do you want to kind of like set him up so that he's essentially got like a sidecar, like
Maybe.
a passenger sidecar with the gun on
Maybe,
it?
but I mean, I mean, though, there's also, since he's now an advanced AI construct, he can just operate the cannon himself, right?
Yes, he can now operate the cannon himself.
Okay,
He has
yeah,
the
well,
ability
then-
to
then,
reload and
uh,
fire.
Okay, yeah, well then I guess it's not too much to worry about then.
Okay.
He's upgraded from beeps and boops to
You have selected Microsoft Sam as the computer default voice.
Yeah.
I see you are trying to eliminate an orc. Would you like some help?
Stupid paperclip.
But yeah, okay, so yeah, Mr. Servos will be able to do be able to pull the trigger himself. I believe it also gives him the ability to make certain skill checks too.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright.
Yeah, I think there's certain actual skill checks besides acrobatics and athletics.
All right,
Able
that's
to
cool.
do
He's
that.
upgraded from dog intelligence to like toddler intelligence.
Which actually, let me open up his sheet real quick. What does it do for his intelligence? Like, does it actually move the modifier on it?
Hold on, let me check real quick.
Mountain Dew went down the wrong pipe.
Oof.
You've upgraded your construct companion's power and decision-making ability. Was it advanced constructive ability? Hold on, let me look it up. Advanced construct.
Also, Grandmaster,
Mm-hmm.
I just realized I didn't even finish them all things, so I just picked Rope Runner.
Yeah, it says increases its strength, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom modifiers by 1. Increases its unarmed attack damage from. I think it's because it says advanced. Wait, I think it's unless I'm reading it incorrectly.
We'll check it in the background. But say that again, Jay.
I say I just realized I didn't finish Jamal's thing, so I just picked Rope Runner.
Okay. As his new feat.
Yes.
Strengths and intimidation and stealth.
Okay. All right. So now he can do intimidation and stealth.
And survival.
Stealth and survival. Okay. So he's got actual stealth abilities now. So he's got a. Let's see. That would be let's see. That would be a 6.
Yeah, it says it becomes trained in them, and if it was already trained in those skills, then it just increases proficiency rate in those skills to expert.
Okay, so he gets those all go up to 7s. Survival is going to be a 5, and intimidation is going to be a 4. Okay. Okay, so his. Okay, so all of this stuff goes up, and we'll check, or I will check afterwards just to make sure all the math is correct. But there we go, and also he gains his 8 hit points. So he goes from, or
it doesn't say anything.
No,
about
no, he would gain 9 hit points this time around. He should have 44 hit points. So he should have, quote unquote.
It also increases its proficiency rank for perception and all saving throws to expert.
Okay.
And then its unarmed attack goes from 1 die to 2 dice, as it says here.
Okay, so his perception goes up to expert.
It says his increases his proficiency rank for perception, and then all the saving throws turn to expert.
Okay. All right. So then he would have a. 5. Okay, so he's much better at perception. Which means these actually need to go up. So it should be there and there. Okay. All right. That should have him for his.
He officially has better perception than me now. Finally.
All right. So there's all of that. Let's update his fisticuffs. He gets 2 now. 2 dice.
2 die. Yeah, 2 dice.
Okay. So 2 dice. 2 dice. All right. All right. Test roll. Damn, boy.
Damn.
I don't know what he crits on a 9 with, but if he had, gee.
Oh shit, he did.
Well, that's a.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot
of
of
damage.
And that's not counting the fact that now he has full control over the cannon on top of him.
Yeah, which does mean you will have to also ammo Mr. Servos has on him, so that we know how many shots he can.
I got the ammo.
And it doesn't increase his number. So he's still got. It doesn't increase his number of actions either. So he still has single action that he can take, and then can take one additional action if Callie gives him an additional action.
All right.
Which means he could fire the gun and then reload it if you gave him. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's got all of that. Mr. Soro should be done. Dr. Trimmers, the water possum, is a tolerates Callie, barely tolerates literal untrained animal at the moment.
What was the last part? Doesn't
tolerate anything else. Tolerates Callie, doesn't tolerate anything else.
Now that I realize it, Callie had her water possum. Well, I think they were in they were in the back of hers, and Mr. Servos had the party. The party didn't really get to see them really until I guess later. I guess how would everybody react to that?
Yeah, it would be probably once everybody got back to the camp, and now here we are on the full day, which means Callie can pull out Dr. Trimmers and introduce Dr. Trimmers' party.
Yeah. She just whips him out, and he's soaking wet or whatever. Guys, look at my dog! She holds him up.
Okay, so Mr. Trimmers, or Dr. Trimmers, excuse me, he has a PhD, and I will put respect on his name. Dr. Trimmers is essentially a teacup version of a larger animal that isn't exactly like a common creature, but would be something that you guys would have at least heard of. It does very much look like a possum or a badger or something like that. It has webbed feet, between its claws. It's got webbing, so it's naturally a very good swimmer, and its tail, which is an extremely flexible in every direction kind of movable appendage, has another fucking claw on the end of it, which is also webbed, that it uses as its primary locomotion when it's in the water. When it is not in the water, this thing is practically as dexterous as a human hand. So it can grab things. So while Callie is holding up, Dr. Trimmers, doing that whole holding the animal by the rib cage. So it's two
long cat.
Long cat.
Yeah. Its legs are just hanging almost to the ground. Its tail hits the ground all the way, and it can reach out over and grab somebody with it.
Long cat pose, but the Mr. Tremors is holding a gun in his tail pointed at you.
I mean, technically, yes, Mr. Tremors could pull a gun. In these animals are also known. These animals are known to be in the wild extremely cunning and weirdly intelligent. They also have very their vocal cords are as weirdly proficient as say bird is, so it can make a lot of different noises. So there's a lot of chirping, squeaking, screeching, and occasionally it repeats a word in common.
Oh, I like that
from you guys. So you have this thing that looks like a large bedraggled possum that's got a hand on the end of its tail that occasionally just says fuck. So it's like having a parrot that you're cursing around, and it's just learning the words as it hears you guys.
He's I taught him to say that.
What the shit is that?
It's my dog. His name is Dr. Tremors.
Jamal
What?
looked confused.
That a dog?
That's not a dog.
Yes.
Seamus just has a proud expression on his face.
It wriggles a little bit in like Callie's hands, and it says the word bark.
See, it's a dog.
Bark.
It just says bark. It doesn't even bark.
What's really hilarious? What's really click on its character sheet here, and everybody look at the chat. Yeah, it barks. It says bark. Like it sounds almost exactly like Callie when it says bark.
Oh no! No, there's two of them.
Yeah, it says bark,
Oh.
dog. And the funny thing is that like it gets the 23 for that deception check there, but if it is specifically trying to lie to you, it gets another +1 on top of that.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I love it.
Yeah.
Also, that's the full name, by the way, of it.
Dr. Trevor's the amphibious deluder of annihilation, the first.
The first.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Dr. Tremors is quite the critter. Dr. To make this like clear, Dr. Tremors can be a familiar if Callie gets like the feats and the abilities or whatever to have a familiar. Then Dr. Tremors is available to become a familiar. Right now, it is a untrained, hardly domesticated teacup poodle that has the ability to mimic human speech and swim as fast as a fucking crocodile, and it can pull a gun on you if it really tries.
I am totally making a token of Dr. Tremors tonight.
What's also really funny is that Callie makes the upgrade to Mr. Servos and whatnot, and with the upgrade to Mr. Servos is still not as smart as Dr. Tremors.
No.
Dr. Tremors is slightly smarter than Mr. Servos. and all of its intelligence is focused on being a little shit.
Callie's like, I love him, and then gives him a big old hug.
Fuck.
Like, and what I thought, the thing looked like it wanted to just go through every time. Ever seen the video with the man holding his chihuahua and the chihuahua just on over his hand?
I like to pet
That was
my
like what Mr. Trevor was do.
Yeah, like very much. That's what Dr. Tremors would be.
hissing and gurgling noises.
Yeah, just making like random ass gurgling sound. But yes,
so much chaos together. It's gonna be great.
that's Dr. Tremors. Dr. Tremors, again, to be clear, is just otherwise a tiny animal. Funny as his existence is, Dr. Tremors is just a silly little guy. He's got hit points like a human child, so he's not made for combat. That's not the thing. But once though, Callie can form a stronger bond with him, then he can be actually quite useful in a lot of different ways.
Next level.
I would also assume that during this day of downtime, that part of what Callie is also doing is probably setting up a enclosure for Mr. Tremors.
Yeah. So he doesn't run away.
Yeah. So yeah, setting up an enclosure, working on Mr. Servos, doing all this stuff. So Callie is otherwise pretty busy. Is there anything else from any of the other players that you tackle or do before we otherwise move to the barbecue?
Don't think so.
Do we need to do something to clean our weapons?
Well, that's part of your daily preparations. So
Okay.
during your day, that's why I wanted everybody to add a weapons cleaning kit to their equipment, so that as part of your daily preparations, you make sure that the gun is cleaned and ready to be used.
Okay.
And just to be clear, if you use your gun and then the next day, for some reason, you're not able to do your gun cleaning as part of your daily preparations, then it means every time you pull the trigger, you have to roll a d20, and on a 5 or lower, the gun misfires, which in some cases means it literally explodes in your face.
But that's like crit failing on top of a crit fail.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even matter at what attack roll. If you roll less than 8, the attack roll doesn't even happen. So it could steal a critical attack from you by just absolutely fucking you over, because you're like, roll that natural 20 and so that would be that would be hilarious, but it wouldn't be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to just move the token over so you guys are like outside of the actual like camp,
mm-hmm.
and we move on to the next day. So the next day, roughly around noon, all of the homesteaders from all over this region arrive here near the camp. Gloria stays like in the camp, like she actually goes up onto the, you can easily look over the wall and see you guys, but she remains, distant over there. But she is otherwise, keeping an eye on everybody and, waving and occasionally, talking to the, person who like yells over to her. But otherwise, all of the homesteaders arrive, and several of these people you guys have already met, but I want to just read off to you who the fuck is here and what they do and what they kind of bring, literally, to the table. So, what you guys have here in this area is, obviously, of course, you already know, Tastrum, the human dude. He's like an older, middle-aged blind guy. He has a service capybara, which is actually his familiar. And he has proven to you guys by now that he is actually a reasonably skilled mage. But he is blind due to magical mishap in his younger days. Also, former military. There is, of course, also Heather Button, the halfling woman who is a former medic. She was active during the Secession War down to the south. She actually saw like live combat. She was in the trenches, quite literally, saving lives. But now she is otherwise separated from. She's come out here to quote unquote get away from it all, and whatnot. There is a man named Barrick. He has the moniker the Walker, although exactly why he's called that, he never clarifies. And every like homesteaders have their own like theory on why he's got the Walker as part of his like moniker, but he just smiles when everybody asks and then like turns away and walks off. So that might be why he's called that. But anyways, Barrick is a former innkeeper. He used to run a relatively inn that was located on the roads in between Harham and Whitford. Apparently there was a fire, and the building, so it doesn't exist anymore. But he lives out here. They don't have any children, but him and his wife run a little farmstead, and he grows like wheat and barley and other things, and he is basically like a thing that he does. He makes booze. He makes moonshine, essentially. But he's otherwise trained. He's otherwise trained though as an innkeeper. The other person here that's got like some serious ability chops with them is you meet a relatively youngish catfolk guy. He's looks very much like imagine a lion, honestly. He's got like a big, dark, like bushy hair. He has more pale fur on his like face and muzzle. He has very bright green But his name is Massey, and he is a smith. His dad was a smith, his grandfather was a smith, and they have passed down this tradition through the family. And he is a very skilled smith, so he can handle any sort of like smithing stuff that you might need. He can do all of the like usual stuff of like repairs and whatnot for tools and horseshoes and all that jazz. He can do that with his eyes closed. He is not at the level of crafting that like say Callie is, but he's not. He is also legitimately not that far off. He does not have the expertise when it comes to clockwork and robotics, but like anything else, he can take it and do it. So if you need a gun or something that is like a mechanical thing repaired or pieces crafted for it or anything like that, Massey can handle that if he's got supplies and access to a forge. He has one at his own place, but there is also obviously a forge at the camp, and there will eventually be a forge at the workshop. So bing bang boom. Besides all of that, you guys have Green Hill family. So every member of the Green Hill family shows up. There's like 12 of them. They are a extended halfling family. They keep livestock, grow various crops. There is also the Bell family, which is a human family. They are also farmers, general laborers, that kind of. The head of that family is a elderly woman who's named Wendy. So Wendy Bell is the head of that family. Mm-hmm. She herself is retired, but like she has adult children and whatnot, and they've got kids and so on and so on. There's not as many of them as there are Green Hills, but like they're an extended farming family who are nice, hale and healthy and, live off the land, all that sort of shit. The last person to show up is the Venara individual. It's honestly unclear. Venara shows up. This is a female presenting or male presenting. It's very unclear, honestly. But their name is Neowane, and they are an orchardist. They grow like apples and pears and peaches. If it's something that comes from a fucking Neowane knows what the hell's going on. And they are very skilled at it. As a matter of fact, one of the things that they bring is they bring a literal cornucopia that is just stuffed to the gills with incredibly large fruit that is very, very sweet and ripe and ready to go.
June is like visibly drooling it over the cornucopia.
So, Neowane places that down with everything, and just kind of like spreads it all out and Neowane like waves over to June and is just like, come sample these. There are more than I can eat myself, and better that it gets eaten and enjoyed rather than potentially go to waste. But Neowane is otherwise, like I said, and they handle all of that stuff. They also grow nuts, and they've got like a little. Neowane does let you know that they have a. It's small and it's not really at like production levels now, but they're currently working on it. They've got grapes set up, so they're starting to like get into like. And Barrick mentions that like he's really looking forward to that getting going. Start doing like some wine stuff. It'll be an addition that he can do the alcohol. So this is the homesteaders. These are the guys that you guys have made the life significantly better of by getting rid of Commander Blacktear and the other orcs at the fort. And these people are very expressive about that. They are incredibly grateful for the work that you guys did and the fact that you just did it, without like them having to like come to you and beg you to do it. But they are incredibly grateful, and they want to make it clear to you guys that like if they can provide you with supplies, be it food or like tools, healing, recreation, some magic stuff from Tastrum, that they want to make that available to you because, well, you guys are effectively heroes, and therefore they want to are treated as such, and that you know that you are welcome if you intend to stay here at the area. There is a lot of like back and forth between Torque and the other homesteaders about like stuff that you guys had gotten up to in Harham, and she is really gassing y'all up to the homesteaders about like the whole thing where you guys Torque doesn't like spell out like snake people or anything like that, but like that you guys fought like a cult in Harham and turned them over to the authorities and like all of this sort of like cool stuff and things that y'all did at the Cat's Eye, like her performance on the stage with June, throwing daggers at her, and the time that her and Shadow Wizard Money Gang accidentally summoned a horde of ghosts. You had to like street into a guard tower. All of those sort of like stories and whatnot get passed around, and it's just a fun, good time with everyone here. And day to day, some of the workers who have come over from Whitford, that are here to like set up with everything, they come by to let Callie know that they've got the area that was talked about, like getting the actual like place established, and they've got a basic which they hand over to Callie of essentially how long it's going to take them to probably get everything like cleared, flattened, and then begin like construction and stuff like that. But they come by and just drop that off. They say their highs and hellos, the homesteaders, so that the homesteaders know who they are, that they're in the area, all that sort of stuff. And they are still moving in. They are still moving in wagons of stuff and additional workers. And a lot of the stuff that's coming in now is stuff for them to set up a small like tent camp, essentially, for the workers as they get things set up. And the foreman he sticks around basically after who is a human guy. He comes over to where Callie is, and he kind of lowers his voice. So, ma'am, I know that you're the one who's funding this whole thingamajig and everything. And I've heard from these people, reasonably skilled adventurers, pathfinders, or whatever. And I mean, you're probably aware of this, but like, I think you might want to do something about it. But I've had at least 4 wagons report to me that they saw something big that looked kind of like a snail over around the pond that all of the wagons have to go around in order to get to the site. And now, if this was just a big snail, I wouldn't even put it up, but they said it's not really a snail, and it's got tendrils or tentacles or something, and honestly, that sounds like adventurer shit to me. And it hasn't, like, attacked anybody. I want to be clear on that. It hasn't made any aggressive moves, but it's clearly a predator. It spooks the horses something fierce. So, you might want to, like... And he kind of, like, looks at the other members of the... want to, like, have these adults, these other adults that are dangerous around you, do something about that. Kind of, like, thing. And, I mean, and, like, he glances at, like, Mr. Servo's, that's like a fucking motorcycle with a gun on it now. And he's just like, you might want to do something about that.
So we forgot to increase his speed. Now that I just remember, forgot to increase his speed.
What does it bump his speed to?
It doesn't say when when making it an advanced construct, because like that involves changing the like size of the creature. Let me see.
Because his speed is otherwise the same as everybody else's.
Real quick.
Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to jump over here to.
But yeah, Callie will just like look at him and be like, "All right, oh, we'll go and blow that thing up."
All right. So, I guess I need to now adjust Mr. Servos's token to just be medium size. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick over here is because you guys are going to be dealing with the Amelia Kana, the angry combat snail. That we are going to be moving that. We'll be doing that after after you guys have like your barbecue time. So the next day, with everyone having fresh time to prepare, fresh daily stuff, so that all your bits and pieces are done. Okay. All right. So.
Forgot to turn on music.
Okay. Let me take danger off the map there. Okay, I believe everybody is set up on their tokens to be usable. Okay, so the other thing is, with you guys being told about like, hey, the snail's been checking out like the people who are coming through here, and whatnot. You guys know that this thing is dangerous. It is time for the party to finally do. So the party, so the party is going to be moved to Marsh to deal with the snail, and
do we have to?
Yeah, you kind of have to, because if you don't, it's going to attack people you can't defend. So you kind of have to, but you don't. You're not actually doing because Gloria tells you guys that like she heard all the talk from the party and whatnot, and honestly, she's been looking for an excuse to get rid of the snail. Her and the snail have beef going back a while, and it's about time that she did something with that. The reason she hasn't previously done anything, well, the snail is big and dangerous, and she didn't want to like drag Torque into it, and she doesn't know if she by herself can handle the snail. So instead, since a like armed party of adventurers is walking, so Gloria will be traveling with them, and we shift from the 8th to the 9th, and I'm gonna change maps.
Okay.
Alrighty. Switching us over to the marsh.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
Okay, now if everybody could
just updating the all the frost files and stuff, because now I can make moderates and whatnot.
Yeah.
Gotta update their damage and everything for all of the alchemical stuff I can make.
Okay. Can you guys click on your tokens and move them around? Confirm that for me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Jay, can you move?
Look at that cutie right
Can
there.
you move Jamal?
Look at Gloria. She's so cute.
Yeah. She is adorbs.
How do I add +1 to the roll?
Click on your token and move them around, or you can use the arrow keys like I'm doing, like an asshole.
Because I get
Yeah.
a +1 bonus to the attack. How do I add +1 to the attack roll?
I did not adjust the attack roll. Damage. Okay. Okay.
What are we doing?
All right. Jay, can you now move Jamal's token around?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Hi, Latrice. Sorry I didn't see you. Thank you for the hydrate.
And negative 10-foot penalty now.
Drink, bitch.
Damn.
Everyone
what
drink
we
water.
doing? Footsies? What?
Okay. So,
What?
all right. So the party plus Gloria are going to move into the swamp and deal with the snail.
All right.
So again, the party goes through in the early part of your day. You go through your daily preparations, and as the party is essentially leaving the camp, the foreman shows up again, and he lets you know that the last of the wagons are going to be coming through today. So after this, there won't be like a lot of traffic. But also, the last pair of wagons that came in early this morning said that they saw the snail like up close and said that it doesn't actually have like snail bits on the bottom. It's got like crab legs, which is just even creepier and gross. And also, like, it lunged at one of. So it's getting ready to take a bite, kind of like a thing. So yeah, he just lets you know that like, yeah, get angry. So here we are in the marsh.
That one, though.
Yeah, so here we are in the marsh. And what I am going to start off with is I'm going to ask everybody to... Wait, what does this ability do? Oh.
I don't like that.
Uh,
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Huh.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah. I just noticed an ability on the... What does that do? And I like moused over it so I could read the details and was like, oh.
updated range attack.
Nice.
All right, they're working now.
Okay.
I updated them to moderate now instead of lesser.
Cool. Similarly,
Damn.
Log attack.
There we go.
just big ass log. All right, and combat grapnel, sweet. Okay. Diddly bops. All right, so we are otherwise ready to rock. So let me bring up the turn order. So click on your token.
Uh-oh, we're rolling initiative,
Roll
guys.
Initiative.
Oh. Oh, that's right. We are rolling initiative. You know what that means?
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, good stuff, June.
Damn, never mind.
Yeah, I guess. Never
Plus
mind.
1,
Oh shit. I
plus
clicked
1,
on
plus
Mr.
your initiative
Service.
modifier. So that would be a 9. I have a 9 for initiative.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Let me grab Show Is My Gang here real quick. Add turn,
Not great.
and then we're going to put him at a 9. Okay. So, now let me roll for the snail. Alright, so snail, we're adding you to the initiative.
The game said, yeah, nah, you ain't having this. Fuck you.
It's like you've had it too good for too long, bitch. Alright, so, yeah. What was that, Jay?
It said you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Oh. Yeah, you have to click
You
on
have
your
to
actual
click on your
token
token.
first.
Yeah.
So if you just click on that and
There you go.
There we go. Nice. Okay.
Feel honor.
So this thing has that. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. I love how like we're designed
What are we doing?
Okay, so there is that. So what we are going to do to start, before we go into actual turn order, is I would like everyone to now just make a perception check.
Okay.
Perception.
All right. This thing is freakishly good at stealth.
Yay for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
so.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Like damn, son.
Getting some pretty high numbers there.
Hell
And then
yeah.
you'll tell us that like the
We're gonna
DC
burn
is,
through
like,
all our high
30 or
numbers at the very
something.
start. Just watch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, funny enough, the DC is 22. So,
we were too
Shadow
quick to
Wizard Money
celebrate.
Gang, yeah, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, and Laria see this thing. So, there is that.
Would Gloria have to make one too, or?
Yeah, Gloria does also have to.
Hmm.
Let me grab Gloria. Let's see here.
You a furry?
I just thought about something that would be kind of funny later. Could I theoretically in the future set up like an ammo belt that just feeds into the cannon so that Mr. Service doesn't need to reload it?
Yes. Yeah, you could. I believe belt feeder is actually an item that you.
Okay. That would be an investment then in the future to get a belt feeder for the cannon.
Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. So everybody, that means that Gloria also made. Okay.
All right.
So,
I actually kind of like that,
right, so-
they made it.
down here, on if you look on the map, I'm going to ping on that over. This part of the map, the brush over here. This is where those of you who made the check see movement. That is, if it ain't the snail, that's, but it probably is the snail. So yeah, you guys see, you don't have a clear like sight of it, but you know that it is aware of it being over here. For the rest of you, it is otherwise. You know that it's in here somewhere, but as far as like being able to like target its general location, you
You
can't.
said we could see that?
We see
Yes.
movement.
Yeah, you see movement in the trees.
God, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's pretty far. There's also like coverage and everything that's going on in between, so that everyone is aware. These large bushes. These are actually like more like trees. You can move through these spaces, count terrain. You can move through the water spaces if you so choose. If it is the like,
Oh, there's water.
yeah, there is water. Well, there's water everywhere. You're in the marsh.
Yeah.
But if it is like if it's this color water over here, this is going to require you to swim. If it's like this color, you can
If it's
wade
like the
through it.
darker blue-green, yeah.
Yeah, if it's the darker blue, you can swim through it. But if it's lighter, you can wade through it. But it will, but it costs double movement. It's difficult terrain. Unless you have a swim speed.
Question.
Yes.
How would my wave sense work? General sense area, like, would it have?
If there is water in the square, your wave sense will go as far as the water does to the range of your wave sense, whichever is greater. So, like, if Callie was standing here, her wave sense is, I believe, what, 30 feet?
Yeah, 30 feet.
So
around her.
Yeah, so then that means that Callie could sense here and like up into here and down into here, but she couldn't sense direct connection in the water. Okay, so but and obviously, of course, if Callie is on Mr. Servos, Callie can't use that ability. But yeah, so here we are. And we're going to start this by the party making their first moves. Gloria is an NPC, so she ought to first place to June.
Mm-hmm.
So, June, you are at the top of the initiative. You don't know the exact location of the snow.
You might want to move Jamal up a little bit too.
Somewhere over here.
Bottom.
Oh yeah, let me make sure that we get this.
Jamal waited.
Yeah, this reset. There we go. Yeah.
Whoa.
All right, and Jamal's now back there at the titties. Okay. So yeah, first round, first move goes to June.
All right. I ask if anybody can see anything, because I sure as heck don't.
I would say I relayed the information, or Larry and I relayed the information that we saw something
Over there.
deep down there.
Yeah, I'd say I
Yeah,
saw something
so-
over here.
Yeah,
Somewhere
so like
in this area.
somewhere in this general,
Okay.
somebody has spotted movement, so you know that.
All right. Then I am going to try and stealthily move up to like this tree line over here.
All right.
Do you want me to make a stealth check?
Okay, so since you are moving stealthily, it has to make a perception versus June's stealth DC. So what is June's stealth DC?
That would be 10 plus the modifier, I guess.
Yes, that is correct.
Then that would be, let's see. It says I'm expert, but the mod is it like the total mod or like the all, like what's in
whatever is in the
The
circle?
circle.
Okay, then that would be 21.
Nice.
Okay, so it has to make a 21. Okay. I'm just going to ignore that ability, and because that would just make this stupid. All right, so I'm going to do a public roll here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's public roll for its.
Oh damn!
It's perception. That's without the 18 on top of it.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so June, if you would move your
Mm-hmm.
token to where you want to get to, please.
I think like about right there or something. If I could. There.
Okay, right there. All right. Okay, so June moves there.
I think like it would like technically be like here because like I'm like huddling against a tree, but like more realistically it'd be like here. Yeah.
Are you taking cover?
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm trying to do. Like take cover, like.
Okay. I was wondering why are you not in the square? Okay, so like you're roughly here. Okay, so and you are taking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm waiting for it to come to me versus me go to it.
Okay, so June, you move over there. You notice quite clearly over here in these other bushes. So like from where you're at to like down here, so like 40-ish feet away. You can now see where it is at now that you are closer and have a better line of view on you. And its eye stalk tentacle things are swiveling in your direction, like picked up movement. So I am going to bring it onto the primary onto the map here. So let's move this to token layer. Here is the lovely Amelia.
I had a feeling it was that big.
Yeah.
It is large, it is in charge, and it is not happy.
Yeah.
So
I am going
one
to...
action for the movement.
I'm going to wave to the party, like not saying like, "Hey guys, over here." Like I'm just going to like lift my hand up, the one that's away from this thing, and like wave to the party and like point like in that spot. And I'm going to hold my action. Return,
Okay. All right. So. All right. So now it is actually Gloria's turn then. Okay. So, Gloria, she knows where the thing is at. So Gloria is going to. Let's see here. I'm going to say that Gloria is going to go 5, 10. She's going to stop here. She rips a log straight out of the ground, runs her hand, rip it so that it's a log, and prepares for like she's going to like throw this thing. So she just rips a log just completely like out of the ground, and she will make her third action. So 5, 10. I'm going to say that she moves here. Okay, so Gloria is now armed with a big fuck, and she has moved up to this point. She is not trying to be stealthy or anything. So the eye stalks are now like flicking over towards Gloria.
Then I guess we are fully in combat now.
Yes, we are. As the Amelia Con immediately begins to bullshit. So, as a single action, the Amelia Kana flings one of its symbiotic amoeba target, the target being Gloria, who is within range. This ranged attack, it says here, doesn't count towards the Amelia Kana's, and it doesn't apply to this attack. But it gets to make an attack roll. So it is aiming for Gloria's AC. Gloria's AC. So, it makes a amoeba. Okay, so let's see here. That is. Oh shit! That's right on the money. Okay, so success hits target for 2d4 plus 8 bludgeoning damage and the to the target. Okay, so let me get fucking like slime thing here on the map. So adjacent. I'm gonna say there. Okay, so it's a method, but like just go with it. It's a fucking slime amoeba. Okay, so the slime amoeba lands there. Damage. So it does 2d. success 2d4. Sorry, 2d4. All right, so d4. Grab both d4s. All right, both d4s. That's going to be. All right, so it just straight up does 10 damage.
Okay.
To Gloria.
Oh, damn.
All right, so 10 damage to Gloria. It hits Gloria just like right smack dab in the chest. The slimy glop thing just hits right onto her crude armor, slops off to the ground, and flails about. The symbiotic amoeba that is produced is otherwise it's a tiny sized thing. It is controlled by the Amelia Kana. It is a minion. So if anybody has any things, it has the minion trait. It has its own AC. It has its own hit points. It has all of the same skills and saving throws. And each round, the Amelia Kana can command to move and slap with a pseudo. Okay. Cool. Great. So that is its single action to do that. Is to lob its amoeba slime. It is then just going to move and attack. So 5, 15, 20, which isn't close enough. So it's going to use its third action to get up into range to attack Gloria. So that is what it does.
All right.
All right. So those are its 3 actions. We now switch to.
What the dog did?
This
What
thing is
the dog doing?
This thing is raring to go.
I would have Jamal just climb up the tree where June is next to.
I will climb a tree.
And try to just to keep sight on the things.
Okay. All right. So are you?
I didn't hear none of that. My Discord cut out.
Yeah, mine too.
Are you attempting to be stealthy?
Yes.
Okay. What is Jamal's stealth modifier? The big number in the circle. 10?
It's 10.
Okay.
I just realized something. Like, Mr. Service has a better stealth modifier than Cowley.
Okay. So. All right. So 1 action to move, 1 action to climb the tree, which that would put Jamal 10 feet into the canopy. So Jamal is 10 feet off of the ground. You are in the canopy, which does provide you with cover, but you can still clearly see the snail. So it's not preventing you from doing anything from.
And I'll guess Jamal pull his silent lockouts.
Okay. So move, climb, draw weapon.
Yep.
Okay then. So, Laria, what are you doing?
Let's see.
And on this map, we can quite clearly see.
Yeah. How tall is the thing?
The Amelia Kana. It is 9 feet long. It is about 7 tall of its shell, maybe 9 feet tall at the top of its. Put it
Is it
10
as
feet
big as
tall.
Gloria, I'm guessing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This thing weighs as much as a.
God. it probably may be best for me to take the high ground as well.
Okay.
Hmm.
Which high ground are you?
Hmm.
'Cause the tree that Jamal is in can only hold. This tree over here, to be clear, doesn't exist anymore because Gloria ripped it out of the ground.
Gloria's
there-
got that tree.
There is that tree, and there is this tree.
Mhm. Alright.
So which way is Laria going?
Let's see how far. This one is
That's one move.
25.
That'll
Yeah,
get
that's
you
one
there.
move. I guess I'll go here because it's closer.
Okay. So you go to this tree.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's an
One for the-
action for me right there.
Yeah. One for the climbing. These are easily climbable trees.
Mm-hmm.
Ball. That puts you 10 feet up in the air. What's going to be your third action?
To take out my musket. That's all my actions, right?
Yep. That'll
Yeah.
be your third action.
Yeah.
Okay. I need Jamal, Laria, and June to all make perception checks.
Oh
Oh
god.
no.
Oh no.
Mm.
That's not a good sign.
Oh!
I,
Oh!
I-
Use 'em if you got them.
I foresaw this.
Just saying, use them if you got them.
They are there. They are there for a
I think-
reason.
I think I'll hold off. Just I'll take the L. I'll take the L on this one.
Jamal gotta do it too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta do it too, Jay.
Yeah, so you went for Jamal.
Oh, yo, we all felt that.
Okay, so, yeah, so while you guys are getting into position, and, like, you know, Gloria has gotten splat by one of the slimes, and the snails run up on her. She's shifting her grip on the big-ass log so she can just, like, wallop the fuck out of this, out of the snail. While that is going on in the relatively deep water pool there right at the edge where you guys are like hiding at though, there's suddenly a glimmer of movement as something in
Oh
the pool
no!
moves and comes near you guys. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see here, we'll do 1, 2, 3 for you guys, and I'm going to roll dice to see who this goes after.
Maybe
Alright.
being low on the initial
Well.
was a good thing. Donnie.
Okay, so June.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, the other two are in trees. So.
All right, so up and out of the water, coming at you fast, is this thing, which I will now put on the token layer.
Oh no. Not the leeches.
As a leech that is as long. You are tall and almost as long. Just comes up out of the water and says, "Howdy doody." So, June is currently flat-footed.
Oh no.
As it does its thing, flat-footed, so that we are clear on exactly what that condition does. Is that due to June being mildly distracted, June has a -2 circumstance penalty to AC versus this thing's attack. It's only versus just this thing. So it gets its first attack on June. So the giant leech tries to give you the slurp. All right, so June, what is June's AC?
Gobbler.
My AC with the AC is 20 minus 2. That'd be 18.
All right, so it is aiming for an 18. All right, so roll. Okay, that is going to be a hit.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so when this thing hits you, it does, first of all, piercing damage. So our piercing damage is going to be 12 piercing damage.
Ow.
It also gets its. It also gets to do this. It grabs you. You are grabbed by the monster. Okay, so now that you are grabbed, so it has made a move, it has made a bite. It will now do what leeches do and slurp. So since you are grabbed, it does the. So its slurp does damage to June and also gives June the drained condition. It's drained 1.
Okay, so that was the 12 damage from the initial thing, and how much damage from the second one?
Okay, I'm rolling that now.
Oh, okay.
The damage from the second thing is a grand total 3 damage.
Okay.
And also, June is now the proud owner. Drained 1 condition.
Ah, what the hell?
And so that we're clear on that, you take the con-based checks, such as fortitude saves. You also lose a number of hit point level times the drained value.
Jesus.
So wait, I lose hit points?
Yeah, so you also lose 4 hit points because you are.
Oh, what the fuck? This thing's like fucking with a straw or something? Like.
Yeah. This thing is the straw.
And
it is giving you
Slurpee
the stuck.
with several C's.
Damn.
All right. So, let's see here, and then we come to Callie, Mr. Servos. What you doing? Because now you got 2 combatants on the field.
Alright, we're gonna move up to here. But,
Okay.
But that's service 1 action. I'm gonna give him an action. Can I hit him from this angle? The giant.
Yes.
Okay. Robo Clobber time.
Robo Clob that leech. Mr. Servos is aiming for an AC of 17, so that hits.
Okay.
And that is 8 damage. Robo Clobber. So minus 8 from the hit points. Bam. Okay. Slammo Jammo. Okay, so that's Mr. Servos' action to move, granted action to slam. That leaves Callie with 2 actions.
I'm gonna shoot a frostfire at the snake.
Okay. Then fire Frost Vial.
Or fire the bomb. Hit.
21 is the AC you're
Aiming for?
Yes. You have to
So
21
hit.
21 to make it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that hits.
The damage though?
Ha
Oh!
Oh.
All right.
Frostfire.
Okay, so it takes the
Nice.
nice. All right. So this Amelia Common. Let me make sure that. Nope. Okay. Cool. All right. So the Amelia Kana, but it would have been mildly weird if it did. Takes the 8 points of freeze damage plus an additional 2 of splash.
It also has negative.
Okay, so it takes that damage. Let me note that it is slowed. So we will add on the DVD. What icon do we want to use for this? Yeah, you know what? We'll use the frost icon.
Okay.
All right, frost icon. It's now got a negative 10 to its movement rate.
Epic.
All right, so that's movement, clobber, pull, cannon, fire, cannon. So that's everything from Callie and Mr. Zero. Which then brings us to ye old grand clock.
So currently the leech is currently harassing the party right there, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Combat grapple.
Okay. All right. So combat grapple from 20 feet. Yep. Okay, so the AC that you were aiming, guy, so that 14 is not going to cut it.
But it's within but it's still within the 20 feet, right?
Yes, it is still within the 20 feet.
Arcane stance. Because I
Zap.
can use. Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Hell yeah! All right, so you fire that down through the metal cable into the grapnel that like slapped up against it. Okay.
Crazy.
Getting 8 points of damage. Well, 8 points of damage if it doesn't make. So it's got to make a basic reflex save, DC 18. Its reflex modifier for the save is a 7. So it's got like a 50-50 chance here.
Okay.
So you know what? Let's go ahead and do a public roll for that. Roll 1d20 plus 7 for me, please. It's gonna be a 17, which is not enough. So it takes 8 points. Takes all that damage. Bam! Zap that shit. Okay. But now we roll over to the next turn. June, you got a straw on you.
Like where exactly is it? Like biting me? Like my arm, my leg? Like what is?
It is currently latched on to that like space in between the top of your boot and the bottom of your shorts.
Of course my one chink in my armor.
My one weak spot.
But
my gorgeous knees.
But they're so appealing. It worked against me. All right, but to get out of the grapple, I need to make a strength versus their strength, right?
To escape from the grab, specifically, I'm pulling up the rules on that. Okay, so it automatically grabs you from its grab ability, and since you are grabbed, this makes you flat-footed versus it, and also immobile. You can attempt a so what you'll need to do first, you need to, or no, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. You will need to make an escape act. The escape action is an athletics DC.
Okay.
Or
athletics.
thievery. Or thievery.
Or thievery, really?
Yeah, it's typically an athletic, but you can also use thievery.
It, like,
no.
says that?
Wait, no. Okay, no. You again, I'm reading the wrong shit. Thievery you technically can use, but you're not tied. This thing didn't tie you up. That's if you're tied up. That's like a escape ropes kind of like thing.
Yeah.
So to escape being grabbed, you need to do an athlete versus this thing's DC.
All right. So what's their DC?
The DC that you are aiming for is a DC 18.
All right. So another 50-50 chance for me. Let's do it. Nope.
Okay. Well, that's a single action to attempt an escape.
Well, I don't need to move to shank this thing, do I?
No, you do not.
All right, then I'm going to equip my rapier, and I am going to shank this thing.
Okay. Shank away.
Okay, that I'm gonna hero point, because, goddamn.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, hero point time. Goddamn.
Yes, you were the point where
1 point up. Is it 1 point up?
Well, I'm out of hero points.
Holy jeez.
I told you guys, I foresaw this. We were gonna get our high rolls at the very start, and then when we needed them, they were gonna There's
Yeah.
Oh my
I-
motherfucking word.
yeah, I'm just imagining like this
You
thing is just
hate
like
to see it.
just imagine like this thing is just like
Okay.
so either like wet from like the
It
mud
is,
or the
it is
slime.
slimy and it is
This thing is just like June is not having a good time whatsoever, and it's not just because this thing is like quite literally sucking the blood out of her from her leg.
okay. So that is escape attempt, draw weapon, strike.
Get
So
this!
those genes.
Someone get this thing off me!
I'm trying.
Gloria rumbles. Gloria. Orcish. It sounds very angry, and
She swears in Orcish.
yeah, she says a bad word in Orcish, and then like she hits this thing with her really big log. All right, so yeah, she is going to give this thing the biz with her log. That hits. That crits.
Oh god!
Damn.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Jeez.
So,
She bad. She's big bad.
Does
she
that?
big mad. She big mad. That's 44 bludgeoning damage plus knockback.
I almost
So-
wish that killed it, just because that would have been like
Gloria
so.
slams this thing way the fuck back. Let me, yeah, let me subtract 44 points of damage from this thing.
Do you just hear like a crack
Um,
like, from this thing's shell?
Yeah, and she
Oh,
she roars at it as she's just like BAM! And then she like glances over at like the rest of the party and sees the the leech and she uses her other action to just hurl the fucking log at the snail.
oh no!
Oh no!
Speaks in orc. Think fast, shit ass.
Suck this. I was going to say rock, but she's throwing the log.
Another crit!
Okay.
Once that thing
Gloria
dead,
bats the thing away, and then she literally staples it to the ground.
Oh my god!
God. What the fuck? We need to be
Uh,
here. She could have singled it herself.
Which also kills the amoeba.
Holy
Hey.
shit!
But
You
yeah,
wasn't kidding when she said
But-
she
but-
had beef with that.
yeah, she did say she had beef. And then she like turns and look over at you guys and be like, "Are you okay?" It starts wading through the water. Hold on, I'll get that off you. So yeah, Gloria uses her last action to start wading. Okay, so this thing's dead, so that means it doesn't have anything to do. But hey, Jamal, there's still a giant slime-covered leech thing.
Oh, all I can say is Jamal was shocked on the shit that he just seen.
Yeah, when she hit that thing the first time, that was rifle going off like right next to her. That's how much kapow she just put into that. And then she fucking staples it to the goddamn ground. If this thing is still alive by the time she gets over there, she's going to her ground pound special ability. But until then, though, it's party time. So Jamal, you're in a tree. You're currently not being harried by anything. But it's a bad.
I was saying Jamal just hurried up and climbed down the tree, and I'm guessing Whiskey first saw that and then realized, oh shit, June's in trouble. You're in trouble, and he would get down the tree and he he already has his gun out and he shoot the fucking leech off.
All right, shoot that leech.
Shoot that mother.
We're aiming for an AC of 17 for this thing.
Actually, that's one action. That's a shoot. That's another action.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, please don't fail me now. Yes, Whitlock.
Okay.
Bam!
There you go.
I
There you
think that's a
That's a
crit.
crit.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's a crit.
go. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Jay, Jamal slides down the tree. Seeing that the snail went down like a bitch, with glory there. He just slides down the tree and is, pulls up and is like, cover your eyes, June, and then just like point blanks this thing.
I was like, if not, he was gonna pull out his fucking saw.
He was gonna pull out.
It's gonna pull out.
Holy shit.
Pull out his shotgun.
I'll pull up.
He's pulling his Glock out.
Pull his shotgun. Oh man, like man,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
I was really honestly looking forward to having like Gloria walk out on the map and like fucking like throw around her weight, and like I was not expecting her to like fucking double crit.
No, she two-shot this thing. Like,
Yeah, she straight up two-shotted the snail. That is fucking hilarious. So effectively, this comment's over with. But I do, before we go anywhere though, I do want to show you guys there were some other like things on the map if the party had run into them. They're hazards, but so that like they don't move or have. They're basically for you guys to potentially run into.
mhm.
But there is a Titanic flytrap
Oh no.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
And there is I'll just reveal the area that it is. There is this spot over here. This counted as quicksand. So should anybody have moved into that,
Oh,
you'd have gotten sucked in.
damn. I'm kind of happy that leech got June because I was gonna move to that area. I was gonna move to that area if the leech
Oh,
didn't
God.
come out.
I just realized I didn't move this whole ass game. I just said go combat grapnel, electrocute that motherfucker.
Also, just
Damn
as a
it, this whole
fucking hilarious thing. So the giant leech, which this is also an ability or a weakness that the giant leech has that is also shared by an actual real snail. The Amelia Kana does not a real snail, but
Mhm.
actual giant real snails and leeches have weakness versus salt.
Oh my fucking god! I knew
Yeah,
it.
and well, I mean, like, but here's the thing: like, when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, is there something that does salt damage? So I went to go look to see if there was something that does salt damage, and no, there isn't anything that does salt damage. There is a couple of spells which are available to like druids that specifically they do their attack with salt water, but it doesn't do salt damage. It just does like you get hit with a big ass glob of water. So I was like, what? How the fuck does it take salt damage? And I had
I think that
it
was
takes damage.
I think that was like one of the things that me and Danger proposed. Like, what if we just like got a bunch of salt and used that?
You just
And
probably throw salt at it.
I think the reason why we didn't do it is because you said we'd need like a fucking like cart full of salt in order to kill it or something.
Yeah, yeah. If the Amelia Kana was an actual, and if you wanted to kill the giant leech with salt, you could do so, but it would still take you like a barrel worth of salt to do it. But yeah, just as a fucking funny little, this thing has goddamn salt weakness, and it is hilarious. However, though, before we can really truly close out of stuff here on this map, June suffered blood loss.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta help June.
Yeah, June's gonna need something for that drink. Now, with this thing's drained ability, there are 2 different ways that June can recover from this. I need Laria, because she would be the most appropriate character to do so. I need Laria to make a medicine check, please.
All right.
DC 15.
Okay. 25.
All right. Okay. So, Laria, you can tell that June has lost quite a lot of blood to the bleach attack. With this blood drain, obviously, she's not going to be doing great for a little while. Now, the way that you can fix this is either you can make sure that June gets plenty of hydration and a full night's rest in order to get rid of the drained condition. That is the, cheapest way of doing it, but that takes time. Or alternatively,
I have a healer's tool, an advanced healer's tool, but
alternatively, you can use your healer's tools and patch June up. It takes at least 10 minutes for you to do so, and you can remove the drained condition from June, as well as also give her some hit points.
I was gonna say if I use my expanded one, it requires both hands. I have to put my musket away.
Yeah, you would have to put away your in order. What were you saying, sir?
I use my stiletto pen on the slime over here to get a sample.
Yes, you can. Okay, so, all right, so that means you'll be doing a treat wounds thing on June. So you'll need to make a treat wounds action, which you get a +1 item bonus. Treat wounds is done using the medicine skill. So you'll need to do a medicine check. What is your proficiency with medicine?
It's T6.
Okay, so you're trained. Okay. So then, if you would please make a medicine check to perform the actual treat. Well, that's not gonna be good enough.
I'm gonna use a hero point, so. Oh my god.
Even with the +1, that.
Oh my god!
Oh god! With the +1, with the +1, that is still 1 short of the DC we're aiming for.
Would I be able to give at least some of them a hand with it with the medicine?
I think Callie can do it too.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, if someone else is trained in medicine, then they can aid. Which, if you aid, that will make that 13 to 15, which will then succeed. So I need somebody to make a.
Kelly, I need your help.
Yeah,
She's
so
losing a lot of blood over here.
Oh, this is a lot of blood. Is this the leech's blood?
Not all of it. A lot of it's yours.
That adds a bonus, right?
Specifically, let's see here.
All out.
Okay, so the okay, so providing aid is so essentially what since we're completely out of combat, this is going to require time. I am going to say that this is relatively easy, so that counts as a success, which adds a +1 circumstance to the base check, which is just enough to limp over the line. Okay, so
Just
that means
barely got her to get there.
okay. So this, however, though, this takes an extensive period in order for this to get done with. So an hour later, June can remove the drain condition from herself, and I will roll for some healing that June gets back.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, I guess I get like
June
4
is
HP back just from having the drain removed, right?
yes, and you get 4 hit points back from having the drain removed.
Okay.
You also receive another 5
All
on
right.
top of that. Okay. Which actually, this is a good question. What does it put as far as hit point total?
38.
38. Okay. Cool. All right. So, you guys get a sample of the like amoeba slime and sort of stuff from the leftovers of the amoeba itself. Gloria, while you guys are tending to June during that time period, Gloria comes over and like she's obviously very concerned, but once you guys are explaining essentially that what you're doing to get June undrained and restabilized and all that sort of stuff. After a couple of minutes, Gloria very, very gently taps on Callie's shoulder with her finger. It's like, which is like somebody like punching you in. Just tapping you. Hey.
Yes?
If I bring the snail back to camp and get it cleaned up, can you use the shell to make some clothing that I can wear?
Callie's like looking down at her hands. It's like covered. They're like her gloves are like covered in June's blood, and she's covered in June's blood. Yeah, I can make some clothes for you.
Okay. Thank.
Wait, what happened to the snail?
And then
oh
Gloria,
my god.
But yeah, Gloria. So during the last part, fixing June up, you guys see Gloria go over to the snail. She kind of like she pulls out the log that she just stabbed through the thing. She grabs the end of its shell, like where the I guess the neck head bit comes out. She grabs that part, stomps down on the head, and
I'll be right back.
pulls the whole thing off.
Oh god. Just imagine there's just like this like wet tearing sound.
Oh yeah, like just wet, violent tearing.
French people
Unlike
everywhere were sad.
unlike an actual snail, this thing has bones.
Oh.
That like
so there's a
like,
bit of
bits-
crunchiness in there.
So there's crunchy bits and like chunks
Crunchy
of
center.
whatever passes for this thing's like spine, like coming out of it is just shakes out the shell and like starts scooping out the remaining bits. Some of the leftover slime that is dying does like take very weak swipes at her, but it doesn't actually do anything. And she just kicks the the remains, otherwise into the drink. And while she's over there, she also walks by and just rips this thing like straight up out of the ground and comes back over to the party with it thrown over her shoulder, and she's like, with all of this done and said, June is healed back up. Gloria collects some trophies which can be made into clothing. And the party heads back to camp.
Johnny will be back for a second. What did I miss?
Basically, Gloria just tore the snail to shreds and then ripped the Titanic flytrap out of the ground. to carry back with camp. So once the party is mobile, I'm going to again ask everyone to make a perception check.
Oh no.
DC
DC what? Cut it.
DC 20. Yes.
Oh.
Ow. Oh no, I told you. I told you.
Well, I guess Game Master can do it for
If we all fail.
Yeah, I
If
can.
we all fail,
Let me grab Seamus. Okay, and then a
Oh my
perception check.
god.
Oh wow.
Perception check for.
Oh, I'm doing a.
Oh, failed it.
I'm doing a reroll. I'll do one for Mr. Service. Please. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Please,
So-
Mr. Servos.
Mr. Servos, the actual robot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are coming back to camp, and as you guys are like coming up to the like clearing area that's in, where you had the barbecue the other day and all that sort of stuff. There's, the tables are still like set out, but like the fire pit's been otherwise cleaned and readied out and all that sort of stuff. As you guys are coming back up to the camp, Mr. Servos pauses in the like barbecue area and does the like
I'm gonna
beep
mute
boop.
myself.
Does the beep boop that Callie knows is the Mr. Servos has detected something that is like setting off his sensors of like something's wrong, and he specifically directs Callie's attention to the ground where you guys are at, and specifically there are like loads and loads of like footprints because you guys and all the homesteaders were here today. But notably, there is something that is different here. You notice a set of footprints that don't match because they are bigger than Gloria's and they're booted.
Bigger than Gloria's.
Gloria does not. Gloria does not wear shoes. So whatever made these tracks wears shoes and is bigger than Gloria. And those tracks are pointed straight at the camp.
That bounty hunter guy. What race was he again?
A Trolsch, like Gloria.
Oh.
Shit.
Is Torque still at the camp?
Well, you'll have to go check.
Oh,
no.
I'll relay the
Are we about to run?
Yeah, June.
What happened?
Like when
I found Mr. Service found big booted footprints that were bigger than Gloria's. Right?
Yeah, bigger than not like massively
And,
bigger than Gloria's, but bigger than Gloria's.
I
footprints, yeah.
think it might be the bounty hunter because he's trollish too.
Yeah. June.
Okay.
June, Hennig be damned, is going to run to the camp.
Okay then.
So,
I'm
then
cautiously run.
okay. Well, since June is taking the lead to get back up,
Following the footprints.
I will need June to make another perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna give June a circumstance bonus for this.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
All right, that is good enough.
She is
All
locked
right.
in.
So, June, you go through the gate, the open like gate that's at the front, which normally is open except during. You run into the first like tier of the camp, which is more or less like the staging area. So like when you guys are doing your daily preparations, or when you guys are like where Callie does a lot of her maintenance on like Mr. Servos, and that's where the forge is. stuff. This area, nothing really stands out as any sort of different. The first thing, though, that June does notice is that the camp is quiet. There's no other noise, going on besides what you bring with you. General, ambiance of the area around you. The second tier, which is where most of the like cooking and other activities, whenever like other crafting and other stuff is like going on, that happens in like the second tier. When you get there, that is also where Sirhan has been set up for his like covalence and everything. Mm-hmm. And Sirhan's little lean-to, essentially, is still there, just like normal, and Sirhan is not in it. The third tier, which is where the party sleeps, and has the entrance to the
I returned.
And has the entrance to the actual like mine shaft. In that area, that is where you find Sirhan. Sirhan is laying face down in the middle of the area next to the main fire pit, like where Gloria does all of her cooking and everything. But he is laying face down. There is fresh blood splatting on his bindings, for his wounds and everything. You can tell that he is breathing, but he is otherwise like down and out. The door to the mine shaft itself has been ripped off of its hinges, and is just like hanging loosely off to the side. Mm-hmm. And again, it is very quiet. There is no one else here, and in a very brief moment, June knows that all itself is completely empty.
I'm sorry, can I cut out there for a second? What is completely empty?
The mine shaft is also completely empty. The mine shaft, though, the section where like Torque's and Gloria's like sleeping area is, and their like common area where they keep the the stuff that can't be left out in the rain, kind of like thing. Somebody has come through there and has definitely moved things around. It's not like ransacked, but somebody came through there just doing a like general search, looking for something. Whether they found it or not, who knows? But like, there is no Torque. There is nobody else here. Just Sirhan, who's unconscious, back out there in the top
where's
tier.
Tim? Where's
Tim? Tim is
base?
also not here.
Yeah,
So
June
Tim,
like was.
So Tim is gone and Torque is gone. Sirhan's the only thing here.
Yeah, June noticed Sirhan on the ground, but she saw the door ripped off its hinges, and she ran just straight to there and saw that it was empty and wasn't like exactly ransacked, but had been obviously like searched through. And
yeah, it is definitely been searched.
Yeah, and she is like, I guess, going back like to the main tier, like the section like where Sirhan is like face down, I guess, if the rest of the party's close by, or like was just right behind her.
Yeah, everybody's kind of filing in. Jamal, essentially was like right at your heels, so he's been there the whole time.
Yeah. June has not said anything. She has just been like, she has like this like horrified, almost like frantic, like look about her, like looking for Torque.
Was it Jamal? Was Jamal right up next to? What happened?
So is there any footprints leading away from the base?
That will need to be specifically searched for.
I search for those.
You can begin search for that. Jay, what were you saying?
I was about to say Jamal ran towards where June and Sirhan is, and Sirhan started checking Sirhan and started saying, "Wake up, man! Wake up! What happened here?"
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So Jay, if you would, on Jamal's sheet, if you would please make first a perception check, and then after your perception check, I need you to make a will save.
We'll see.
Uh-oh.
The Wilson?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Perception will save.
Oof.
Okay.
Waiting on that will save.
Yep.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Bam. Okay.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. So, Jamal. June is frantically looking around. Although she hasn't said anything, she very is clearly disturbed and concerned. You can hear, behind you, like people are starting to like spread around, look for tracks and things like that. You check out Sirhan. As I said before, he is still alive. He is. You turn him over, and he's got some fresh, or what's going to be a fresh bruise, across like the side of his face. His eyes are bloodshot, but he does like crack them open after a second and kind of like squints at Jamal, and then he starts like coughing and everything. But Jamal, now that you are up close and everything, you can smell with your scent ability on Sirhan. You can smell the same scent that you smelled when you in that temple back in Harham when you guys fought the serpent folk.
Oh no!
Like that smell on him strongly.
Like Jamal, then he started sniffing like.
So, let's see here.
Can I
Mr.
do
Sherbo's made
a
that
detect
24.
magic just to make sure that there's no magical shenanigans going on?
You certainly may. All right. Detect magic. You don't get any new active sources of magic, but you're getting a lot of magic.
Magic residue?
Yeah. Like some leftover of recently there was magic here. Some of it, relatively speaking, powerful. A lot of it though is illusion flavored magic. So there were a lot of illusions that
There's
were
Can I
going on.
Can I drink my sea invisibility potion? See if
Yes,
there's
you can.
anything
I mean, you definitely can, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
that I won't see anything.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything with it, so don't worry there. Mr. Servos's perception, though, that 24, looking around, you do find some more tracks, which lead away from the camp. They go in the direction you probably would assume that they would go. I'm going to move us back over here to the area. So, you guys are currently back here at camp. And those the trail that you see heads down in the same direction that Jamal and Tim tracked the previous time, that heads down here into like this area. They had the encounter with the angry elephant ghost. And then eventually down to the cave where Dan lives that connects to the Darklands. So that is definitely the direction that the tracks look like they're heading from camp.
What do we do, guys? We're gonna follow them.
So,
Jamal.
Is Sirhan still knocked out? Or like did Jamal wake him up?
he is starting to come around. But he's still kind of like blurry, but he's beginning to come around. What were you saying, Jay?
Let's say, as that was all unfolding, I would probably say, Jamal was thinking, I don't know, but I smell a familiar smell of like some certain snake people.
A lot of illusion
Absolutely.
magic's been used here as well.
June like stops when you say that, and like just slowly turns and like just runs to where Sir Han is, and like essentially like not not like chokehold, but like, you know, ground by the scuff of his like collar, and just be like, "What happened? Where's Torque?"
Some these people showed up. They look like those folks that were here for the barbecue the other day, and they came into camp. They've wanted to talk to Torque for something, and when she turned around to grab something, I don't know what, but she turned around, and then the blind guy, he reached out, and suddenly he was he looked different.
Different how?
He had he looked like he had a lizard head, snake head. I didn't get a good look, but I knew it was dangerous, so I got up and I grabbed a stick from by the fire, and I ran in to warn Miss Torque and to hit him with the stick, but then one of the other ones turned around and he grabbed me by the throat, and I'm still too weak. He threw me down, and the others all changed, and like I heard Torque yell, and then there was a loud like thud, and I saw a really big troll guy covered in hair, just like come over the camp wall right over the palisade, and he walked up and he took Torque from the guys with the lizard heads, and he put something on her head, but she stopped yelling, and one of the homesteaders, or fake homesteaders, I don't know, the one with the snake head, he looked at the troll guy and he said something to him in a language I don't know, and the troll guy threw Torque over his shoulder, and then he walked over to me and he bent down and he said, "If I don't die from blood loss, then to tell you that if you want Torque back, you have to come to him, and that he was heading back down to Mushroom Road. So, they said some other things to him, and he laughed, and then I tried to grab at his shoes, but the guys with the lizard heads came over and just started beating the hell out of me. Next thing I know, your shooting guy there was rolling me over. I'm sorry. I'm still just so weak. I tried to stop him, but I couldn't. Please, though, try to, if you can, please, go get Miss Torque. She's too nice to have this sort of shit happen to her.
June just drops him if Jamal doesn't like have him like propped up, like she just lets him flop down. And she just kind of
Jamal just
go ahead.
At June.
Yeah, June.
No, Jamal just looked at June.
Yeah, June just takes like a step, like another step, and then just like gets down on all fours and just screams at the top of her lungs.
Yeah, funniness aside. Okay, so June is at the moment having
Breakdown.
emotions, a breakdown.
Yeah.
You know, close friend to June, friend of the party, Torque, has been kidnapped by the
where's that
bounty
leave?
hunter guy that you
Where
guys
does that leave
were made
Tim?
friend of.
Where the hell is he in this whole equation?
Sirhan doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's probably captured along with them.
Yeah, June's kind of like off to the side, just kind of like beating the ground and just saying it's all her fault that if she hadn't gotten attacked by the leech, they could have made it in time and none of this would have happened. She's just like having a full on like episode, like kind of like 5-10 feet away.
All right.
I'm like Jamal. I would probably say Jamal's sitting there and just having a moment and just like, fuck, why the hell does that have to happen now? And then Jamal just in his head is like, shit, I should have just fucking stayed in camp. What the fuck did we? The fuck did
Shamacel walks over to June.
Then June
flicks
just
her
kind
in the
of
forehead.
June
Hold
just
on.
kind of
Flicks her in the forehead.
Oh.
Now's not the time for you to blame yourself. We have a job to do, don't we? And I hold out a hand to her to help her up.
And Callie like says out loud, he's obviously laid out a trap for us, right? Considering
when you say job, like June kind of blinks and she says, "Wait, the whole reason we were gone was because they asked us to leave."
Talking about job as of rescuing our friend.
No, they're the ones that said that we needed to take care of the snail.
No, June's got a point.
It was
This
the
might
Forge
have
that
been a distraction for us.
and the footprints would make sense. They were making sure we were distracted the whole time,
Yeah.
leading to the base. Obviously, Peter was in the same area.
I was like Jamal just gets so and probably just say the part is like, it don't matter what the fuck happened. We need to get fucking Torque back now.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to say.
I'm gonna fuck up some lizards. I think Callie's like not really angered or like saddened by it. She's more like willing to go. Just like, I'm ready to fuck up some lizards.
That a girl.
That anger constructive.
No, not constructive. Destructive. We are going to tear them from limb to limb.
And then I'm gonna rip the head off that trollish guy, and I'm gonna keep it on ice. Like that 300
Only
gold
Jamal-
bounty. That
I'm
He,
like,
he,
gold
he
bounty.
does have, he does have
And
okay.
what?
What were you saying,
I was gonna
Jay?
make sure that I was like, I was about to say, and Jamal gonna make sure he gonna find the one fucking dude, fucking quote unquote blonde dude, and make sure he never live again.
And I say to June, don't worry, whoever was the man behind the plan, I'll make sure you have the last kill blow. And you see like a very grim smile go across his face. I'm about that violence.
Jamal about that violence too if you aggravate him enough.
Did they take anything of note? Or did they just like look through all of the belongings?
They did actually take stuff. Giving a like good around the camp. Each and every one of you finds some inconsequential possession that you had is not there anymore. So they have taken some small thing from each member of the party.
Oh.
So you don't have to worry about it on your, like they stole your toothbrush or something like that.
Wow.
Everything I have is on me.
So if there was something could take,
Don't.
they have.
If there was, yeah.
Like they took like fucking Callie's like level measurer or whatever. the thing with the little bubble in it. Straight. So
I was gonna say, did they take her dog?
No, the dog probably would fight back, bro. There's no way.
Excuse me, Doctor Trimmers is in his enclosure.
Speaking of which, can I actually go and ask if he saw anything? Relay anything back to me?
Actually, yes, you can ask that.
Okay, doggy, did you see anything?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Oh man, it's
it
like
would be interesting if he repeated back something that they had said during the raid, though. So
yeah,
I will ask. I'll give you a big old fish if you can relay to me anything of importance. Big old fish, and then she like outstretches her arms as wide as she can. Big old fish.
You promised this big old fish. And the Mr. Doctor, what I keep saying, Mr. Doctor Trimmers, like lifts up its tail and does like grabby hands, with its like tail hand, and it it makes happy animal noises to you, but it does because it is because it's smarter than your average monkey. It does actually repeat something, and it says it in Aklo. And it says in Aklo, like this is very broken. And after a couple of repeats, you get essentially a few usable words out of it. But it says in Akla, meet there, feed Joanna, see soon, lock.
Joanna.
I think he said feed Joanna or something.
Yeah, feed Joanna. And when it does specifically
like add lock or like lock as in like lake, like LOCH lock.
Lock as in like lock a door.
Oh, all right.
It does with its mimicry ability, say these words in different voices. So like it says these, but when it says specifically the Joanna, it has a, like all of the other voices that it says have that kind of like hiss to them, you know, that you've heard from the servant folk before. But the one where it says feed Joanna, like the voice that it gives you to is feed Joanna, like that kind of like growl to it, completely different.
Like it's another. It's not the snake, but it's like a. Is it more human or is it more beast-like?
It's more rough. Honestly, it sounds vaguely like it would take somebody who's got like
and then
vocal capacity of Gloria to be able to say it.
I was like, and then I asked him, I was like, that voice you said, Dr. Tremors, did the individual who said that sound roughly like, and then like how he points at Gloria, roughly like her, but maybe like male and a little bit taller?
With its like limited capacity to do so, it indicates generally yes, like the big lady, but bigger and hairier.
Big woman.
Bigger and hairy.
I could imagine him like instead not being able to like necessarily say anything, so he's just like acting them out.
Yeah,
It's got like
it's
sound
like
effects and everything.
Courage.
Yeah, like courage. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I was
like
thinking.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. It is pantomiming essentially vaguely what happened, and it indicates that like, you know, like Gloria, but hairy like it, like covered in fur, kind of like thing. It does like a thing with its ears, so that like it mimics like Torque's buns, and does her like shows her like kicking and bouncing around, and then her going slump. You know, so it's just doing the whole like thing that it is confirming what Sir told you.
Okay.
But yeah, it goes through that whole
so adorable.
that whole bit. So give me a jot something down here.
Yeah, what?
I gotta jot something down. So if you gotta take like a
pee break.
yeah,
Alright, bio break.
take a pee break.
Bio break, guys.
I would
Stretch
imagine,
and
I would imagine
all that. I
Callie
probably
would
should
be
stretch.
like, "That's very helpful."
Oh, perfect. I
Dr.
got
Tremors,
abs at
and
the
then start
same
like
time.
you petting him and being like, "Who's a good boy?" Like,
Fuck.
who's even better boy? She starts like petting me even more. She's giving it positive reinforcement to say the word fuck over and over again.
I was say, but Janus.
Yes.
Dr. Trimmer says fuck.
I can't believe it.
It's the positive reinforcement. Callie just keeps giving it like more positive reinforcement, so it keeps saying it more.
But yes, June, I will let you have the killing blow of whoever stole Torque. I'll make sure of that. Just for you. Trust me, I have my own beef with these lizards people. After they try to hurt my precious little daughter.
Yeah. Like,
Go over and smash cuts to Callie, just pen Dr. Tremors, and he's just cursing like a sailor.
And in different voices too. He's doing like all of the different. He's saying fuck in like all of the different party members' voices. He's just like going down the line, and then like when it gets to Jamal, it's not even fuck. It's just bark, bark, bark.
I would imagine that it will probably take Dr. Tremors a extended period for he begins to learn any like juicy curse words in Shuni.
Like, I'm pretty sure they heard Jamal.
I'm still imagining the puppet miming. It's just like him. Like I still imagine like it's really fucking cartoony. You're like doing
it's very like animated, as it's trying to like convey information in its limited capacity back to Callie, and it very much wants that big fish.
What's the name of the
I'll get you that big fish.
The movie what?
The Trolls guy, the bounty hunter.
The Trolls guy was Dan specifically told you guys that this Trolls guy is generally just known as the Poacher, but his like actual name is Mick Leach.
Mick Leach.
Oh Jesus!
He's gonna be Mick dead in about a few minutes.
He's gonna have his head on a McPike. If my name
Honestly,
is
paraded around the Mick Bastille.
But let's just. But honestly, we're just sitting here and we're saying all this. One key factor.
Where's the damn robot at?
Well, yeah, but I was about to say, what do Gloria think about all this? And the fact that she definitely.
She's probably really distraught.
Actually, how is
angry?
Yeah. Gloria through the early part of it is like she's basically coming up the line and she trophy kills essentially on her shoulder, comes in to the camp, and as Jamal is getting the scent and like first like getting Sirhan like up and whatnot. So as that's going on, that's when Gloria is realizing what's happening, and she's quiet, okay. So Gloria, generally speaking, in the interactions that you guys have had, she's not a big talker, really. She can get going. She feels comfortable, and you're talking about any sort of subject that she has at least a little right on. She could be honestly a little bit of a chatterbox at that point. She's quiet, and you guys can see that as she everything else that like Gloria is getting the big mad. Like she had beef with the fucking snail, but like she's got that like volcanic rage that's like about to explode kind of like thing.
Yeah.
So the moment that you guys like when is having her moment, and that while June is having all that, and Seamus comes over to let June know like, hey, we've got a thing to focus on. We will take this guy down, and I will give you the honor of having the like kill and blow. You guys see Gloria walk over to where the forge is at, and she walks into the little like hut essentially where the forge is, and then when she comes back out, she has acquired every metal object that can and has already bundled all together like fucking ammunition, and is hanging it onto her belt, so that she's got plenty of things to throw at people, to staple them to walls. She does briefly like tell you guys that she's gonna like grab something from her things in the cave, in the mine shaft, and she comes back out after a few minutes, and you guys see her with like she's got like a relatively small box, like I think like the size of a shoebox, that's made out of wood, and she opens that up, and out of that she pulls out a like big chunky ring that's got like some engravings in Orcish on it and whatnot, and she slips big ass and closes the box and like little flaps the flicks the latch on it, hooks that onto her belt and everything, and she's ready to go. She's loaded for bear. So yeah, Gloria's of the opinion somebody's going to die violently the moment that she can get her fucking 3-fingered hands on. So yeah, the NPC that is currently very willing to like throw down very harshly. Gloria does also say to you that she knows what the Mushroom Road is and how to get to it. So there is that. She can lead you to the Mushroom Road. She has walked some of it.
Okay. Jamal having a suggestion before we do that.
Yeah.
Like Jamal said, before we about to go on obviously another killing spree, shouldn't it be a good idea that we take Sarhan to Doc just to patch him up while we're gone, so he won't just be dying as we're gone.
Who would want? Well, maybe we could have somebody take him to Doc.
Gloria thinks that would probably be a good idea. And she will do that now. Like she will carry him over to Doc Button to drop him off, and she will meet you at the cave entrance to go down there. So she will take care of that for you.
All right.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Is that what you guys? I guess is that the plan to do now? Like to pack our things.
I'm good.
Violence. I'm roaring.
I got
I am willing
vials
to
of thing.
I mean, I am willing to ascend to the stars for this one.
I have 7
Sit to the
vials
stars.
of chemical explosives that I haven't used.
Well, actually, that brings up a question. Laria, do you want to fish for a prophecy? Since you're a fucking oracle, do you want to try that?
Fish for a prophecy? Sure, I guess.
I know this is random, but while this is happening, could I get that big fish for Dr. Tremors? Or being helpful, that is, anyway.
Yeah, you can acquire.
I'll go with Callie, so I'll catch the fish with her.
Just extends. Opens robe, extends.
Callie's just saying, like, Dad, this is not the conventional way of fishing. My people have been fishing for thousands of years, and you like this.
I am the fishing rod. What do you mean?
My people have been fishing for thousands of years, and you insult them like this.
I'm here longer.
Oh, they grow up so fast. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, so you two go acquire fish. Gloria is going to carry Sirhan over to Doc Buttons to drop him off with Doc Buttons so that he hopefully doesn't just fucking die in the meantime. She will then meet you at the cave entrance that goes down into the Darklands. So these things happen. All of this stuff rolls out. And the party then goes over to cave entrance, or eventually there's Dan's front door. But then you can proceed past Dan's door, past the other people who theoretically live down there. Dan has mentioned them. There are people, assumedly Caligny like himself, that live down there. until you get to the actual entrance to Darklands. The actual entrance to the Darklands is like a descent of 800 feet into this cave, which will take a considerable amount of time for the party to do. And I'm also going to go ahead and be clear with you guys. I do not have that map finished yet.
I
It's
was
sitting
not
at,
expecting the combat to be that short.
Oh hell no! I was not expecting snail
combat
like
that short.
Too shy.
fucking nothing.
Gloria's
that.
not fucking around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of glad that it did happen because like it shows that like when Gloria hits, Gloria is the truck. She will isekai somebody. So like, so yeah, I'm honestly I'm glad that it showed off just how like fucking deadly dangerous she is. Also, I believe that should strongly imply how possibly dangerous the poacher is because he's taller than Gloria.
He got
So
bigger feet.
yeah, he got bigger feet by a couple of sizes. So yeah, he's a powerhouse. And he's also got like, you know, snake folk backup. So let me go ahead and let you guys know how essentially this next bit is going to roll out. So when we have our next essentially what I am currently still building and putting together is a map of the local cave system which connects to Darklands through a cave system which is generally known as the Mushroom Road. Gloria is generally familiar with this. She has walked the Mushroom with Torque down to Vault Chamomile sometime in the past like year or two. So she has been down there, but she hasn't explored like the entire cave system or anything like that. But she can at least get you there. So from at that point, it's up to the party to explore, figure out where, you know, these guys took Torque, and then, you know, deal with whatever trap that they have quite clear, you know, to receive you with. So that is what's going to happen next. The map to explore this like cave system, find out where these guys are at, and then you will face off.
Well, it certainly was a hell of a session. It had its twists and turns, and I'd say ended on quite an emotional note.
Oh yeah. So like things are at the moment set up pretty damn good. As I mentioned on Discord, time just got away from me, and I slept late this morning, and
I did too.
I was tired. That map, and I don't want without that being fully set up yet. So by the time we come back together next weekend, which unless something gets in the way of this, Danger should actually be able to join in, which will be extra fun because I'll be like, hey Danger, guess what happened to your character?
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, which made it kind of
so
is like, I guess because like they got kidnapped too, or I guess that's the assumption we're making. It may not be.
Well, that is the assumption that is correct.
Damn, I should have asked Dr. Tremors if he saw Big Metal Man get captured as well.
You know, very interesting. We just go down to the fucking cave and we just actually see Tim's head just sitting. It's just sitting there like, hey, you don't believe what happened.
Or maybe
you just find head sitting on a cinder block.
Yeah, his
like,
head.
And he's like,
Just
hey,
his head.
Guys, I got torso jack. They took my arms and legs. But yeah, so if danger is available, that will be its own story. But I honestly am a biome with some new nifty stuff to go through. To be clear, so that you guys are aware, I know that I've said it before, but I just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page with it. Vault Chamomile is essentially just a gigantic open vault, open space down in the deep underground, and it is populated by the Dark Elf primarily. There are other people there, but it's mostly a Dark Elf location, and they are friendly with surface folk. So like you can go down there and like trade with them and do business and shit. Maybe kiss a dark elf if you want to. But that's if you go all the way down to. If we get that far, well, cool. But otherwise, I just want to let y'all know that they're there. That's something that is down there. There are friendlies and not friendly. And just so that we don't have to spend time on it next session, I was going to have Dan pop out of his place when you guys were passing by to give y'all a couple of things. He was basically going to give a vial of anti-plague for the pox plague, as that's a thing that you got to deal with down there in the Darklands.
Yeah.
And also he was going to reiterate, don't go near it or touch it because it's radioactive. Unless you're wearing lead weave glove, you can't. If you touch it, it will give you radiation sickness. And if it's big enough and bad enough to have a radiation field around it, you can get sick just by being near it unless you're wearing a full-on-ass suit of that stuff.
Yeah.
So he was going to just provide y'all with that, like, hey, be careful, and here is some anti-plague if it comes up.
Well, there's nothing saying that we can't, kind of start off with that next session.
I mean, yeah, we could do that. Well, honestly, that would probably be a good idea to start off with.
Yeah.
You guys meeting Dan, so Dan can give y'all some more heads up on the like, hey, there's shit down here that if you're going to go down here, you got to be. Okay, so yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll start off having a brief meeting with Dan so he can hand off that shit.
It'd probably also be another cute moment that if Jan's son come out and sees Seamus, he's like, "Hi, listen, thank you for the ball."
All right. Well, I mean, we did start half an hour later, and we have been going for 3 hours, so it's not really too, I guess, early to call it. It's.
No, I don't think it's too early. This is a bit shorter session than we generally. This is a good cutoff point if we're gonna make.
Yeah, it's honestly better, better than say we. Well, one, because you haven't really gotten that next part quite up yet, and also two, it just kind of really throws a wrench in everything. Like if you have to stop in the middle of a conversation or a combat, it's better to this is like a good bookmark spot.
Yeah, this is a good bookmark.
But yeah, no, I mean, this was we had a lot of good back and forth, not just in combat but also RP. It's definitely was a highlight.
How much XP do we get for killing?
XP. I am going to pay for the actual combat itself. Everyone also gets additional 50 XP for the overall accomplishment.
No, what was for the combat?
So 100 for the combat, and then 50 more for just the overall accomplishment.
Mhm.
And everyone can go ahead and add 1 hero point, unless of course you're at the maximum of 3.
So just like a free one, like just to.
Yes, that comes with the accomplishment.
Okay.
Because you get XP and a hero.
Okay.
And of course, when we have our next session, everyone, again, if you're not at the max, you get 1 more hero point. All right. So otherwise, everybody, thank you for showing up, putting up with my bullshit. I am. I knew that this was going to be like how I was going to like move us into the next segment.
Mhm.
And my original idea was like, oh, party, and then I was like, no, actually, that'll really like kick it into gear. So I'm glad also been sow a little bit of the seeds of like, wait a second, these guys have shape shifting. You know, through a little bit of those like thoughts in there.
Was the foreman actually the foreman?
I just saw what Zany posted in the Discord. The Glock on the end of a stick. The most powerful wizard staff.
With the gun.
It's just a gun duct taped to a stick.
The best part is that would make the gun like completely like, oh, I don't know how effective, but like it's over the.
Where is this?
The tape is
in
over
the memes channel.
The tape is over the part that actually needs to, to. I think it actually might be over the ejection thing too. It's like
it's on the slider.
Yeah.
That depending on how strong that tape is, that may completely negate the gun. Like you might get you might get 1 trigger pull, and then it'll probably jam.
Yeah, it would 100% jam at the very least.
Yeah, that is. But still, that is that once.
You only get 1 time here.
You only get once. Oh God.
This was a great session.
This was a very good session. So
I threw my grapnel and I shocked the thing, and that was it.
Yeah, but you know what? You did it. You fucking pulled it off. I believe I have already mentioned this, but one last game-related thing to note: the weekend of the 2nd in March, I am covering a shift at the bus station, so I will be able to run the game that particular Saturday. So Saturday, March 2nd, there will not be a game.
Okay.
But the 17th and the 24th, that should still be go time.
Alrighty.
All right, so then I guess that finalizes it. Y'all have a pleasant evening, and we'll do this again in a week.
See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was a good session. That was a really good session. Again, props to our DM, props to all the other players. This is why I love D&D. Oh, I say D&D. This is why I love RPGs. Pathfinder, whatever. It's just like you never know what's going to happen, Like, I don't think any of us expected our NPC friend to one shot the boss, but it made for a hell of a moment. But yeah, let's go ahead and see who is online for us to send the love over to. Let's see. Oh, actually, quite a few people. Okay, let's see. Mama Nile, Pika Yumi, Astro Lovelace, Athena Rene, Sapphire Gleam, Menagerie, Mama Oko, NB Catboy, Days DXC, Hookening, Maroon BT, Ultra R2, Vamp Up Napkin, Luxie90, Wolfman Toaster, Silcy, Dr. Crafty, Sister Bendette, BT, Saria, Hanedu, Miss Jackie, Vinay Mori, Zone, Alicia, and Juniper. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. Let's go ahead and do... Let's just do 20. So, working on a roll. A 13. Okay, so that is going to be 15. Vamp Pump Napkin. Alright. They are doing some art. Let's see. Are they still streaming? Don't want to read if they're just ending. Nope. Looks like they're just starting, actually. Okay. Alright, well, I will go ahead and send us over to them. There's the raid message. If you are not subbed, or if you just want to use whatever emotes you want, you can use that. And I will see everybody next time. So let's go ahead and raid Vamp Up Napkin. Alright. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay. Yep, there we go. Alright guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, thank you to our lovely players and our DM or Game Master. And I am looking forward to the game continuing next week. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, I think that's right. I still need to put the the ending screen. So let's just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I have to eat all these. Chat, please. Okay. He's bad.
Okay, good night, everybody.
That's all I'm gonna eat.